Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
The agreement that we agreed upon, pay me in installments of whatever he could every 2 weeks until the $3,000 was paid.
What he said was, as much as I can, whenever I can.
In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness. Stop. Is that true? I don't want you to understand. I want you to overstand.
Yes, sir.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something. That's not gonna happen. Not up in here, not today. And boom goes the dynamite.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Joshua Meja claims he took out a loan to help his cousin with car repairs and says the defendant refused to repay him.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
Mr. Meja is suing Ian Sanchez in the amount of $1,200. Mr. Sanchez is countersuing for $1,200.
All parties have been sworn, Your Honor.
Clerk, your Deputy Thomas. Mr. Meja, you're suing your family member, Mr. Sanchez, in the amount of $1,200. Mr. Sanchez, you're saying we are good. You don't owe him anything.
We are more than good because I believe that he owes me. I'm countersuing as well.
All right, your countersuit is for $1,200. All right, Mr. Meja, let's start with you. Prove your case.
As cousins, we have been in a strong familial relationship for many, many years. The relationship that we've had has always been tight. He's
always been
I'm sorry, Your Honor, has always been close.
Did anything cause you to stop being close?
Well, Your Honor, to tell you the truth, it is this matter that has separated us.
So prior to this, you may have had situations, but none that would cause you to be strained in your relationship.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. Is that true, Mr. Sanchez?
Correct.
Or are you thinking about an incident that he's not remembering or recollecting?
Well, aside from this one, I couldn't remember much.
Because the issue here is you decided to take out a loan to benefit your cousin.
That is correct, Your Honor.
You accepted the loan and agreed to pay the loan back. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Why did you have to think about that?
Well, it was under the terms of what you said.
But you made an agreement to pay the loan back.
To a certain extent, yes.
And then there's still this interesting pause, this pregnant pause.
Yes, Your Honor.
The loan was for how much?
Originally, it was for $3,000, Your Honor.
And how is it that you ended up saying, I will spot you $3,000 with the understanding that you pay me back?
You see, Your Honor, my cousin Ian Sanchez has always been a man of honor. He's always been...
Have you loaned him money before and you have received payment?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Did you ask him for $3,000?
Correct, Your Honor.
What was the $3,000 for?
For my car.
What was going on with your car?
My car was damaged, Your Honor.
How did
the
it
front
get
bumper.
damaged?
I let one of my mentees use it, and he ended up running over the curb, and it broke off a piece of the bumper.
Well, why wouldn't that person be responsible to make you whole in terms of fixing the car?
Because it was in my heart and my willingness to give. And when you give, you typically don't expect. And so I told myself...
You said mentee. Are you in some sort of program with young people at risk?
Yes, I do. In my volunteer time, I do volunteer help adolescents that are at risk.
Okay, that's admirable. All right.
But normally for my job, I manage artists, musical artists, R&B. That's what I do for my actual job.
All right, so your hustle is managing artists.
Correct. That's
your
how
passion is mentoring kids.
Correct. Mentoring the next generation because the next generation is inevitable, Your Honor.
And one of these next generation mentees crashed your hoopty.
In a sense, if you put it that way, Your Honor, correct.
Okay, and you did not have the money to pay for it yourself, to repair?
Not at the time, I did not.
Were there any other options in terms of getting it repaired?
No, that was not.
Could you have continued to drive the vehicle and save the money for the repair?
I couldn't have because you need a front bumper to drive in accordance with the state of California.
The front bumper was completely gone.
Correct. And you need both bumpers to drive front and back.
Was there the possibility that you yourself could take out a loan?
Couldn't, Your Honor.
Because?
Because I'm an independent contractor and I freelance, so typically it's hard to show income for a loan. And my cousin has reliable income.
Say that again for the people in the back.
My cousin works a 9-to-5 job and has a reliable income, as opposed to mine that is based on volume and it's based on taking a percentage of how much output.
What was the agreement? Because I would imagine after hearing the story about the mentee, given that what he's doing is a positive thing, you said, I'm going to help you out, fam.
The agreement that we agreed upon is that after I lend him the $3,000, that he would pay me in installments of whatever he could every 2 weeks until the $3,000 was paid.
Was that the understanding?
Your Honor, what he said was actually as much as I can, whenever I can.
Coming up.
When did that occur?
A couple of years back.
A couple of years back?
Years, Your Honor.
Is that true?
I would say a couple of months.
Okay, then someone's lying.
About a year and a half.
Oh, that was so easy for you to change your mind.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. America's Court is back with the case of Joshua Meja, who is suing Ian Sanchez for breach of contract.
Did you pay him anything?
I did, Your Honor.
How much did you pay him?
It was roughly $1,800.
So you paid him $1,800 of the $3,000 that you owed over the course of what period of time?
I send a lot in a month because I had a couple artists that did a couple shows, so I was able to give that money, but...
So from the time you received the $3,000, you took that money, you went and got the car repaired.
Correct.
And within 30 to 60 days, you had already repaid $1,800.
Correct, Your Honor, because I had a windfall lump sum at the time.
Understood. And then I take it the $1,200 that was remaining is the $1,200 that you are suing for.
That is correct, Your Honor.
When did you pay from today? How long has it been since you last paid him? That totaled $1,800. Has it been 30 days? Has it been 2 months? Has it been 3 months? Has it been 6 months?
I haven't paid him in exceeding of that.
Although within the first 30 to 60 days, you paid him $1,800.
Correct, because I could at the time. And because actually that he owes me from the time before that.
Well, that's a whole different issue. That's like comparing apples with asparagus.
Then
we have two separate things going on here, because what we have is you didn't say initially, well, I know you're going to be giving me $3,000, but I'm not going to really give you back $3,000 because you actually owe me from this, that, and the other.
Well, respectfully,
did you say that to him?
I said as much as I can, whenever I can.
Did you say anything else?
That's it.
So why didn't you bring up that you felt as though he had owed you money then? That would have been the time to say that. Why didn't you?
I did, in person, Your Honor.
At the time, as you had paid the $1,800 to begin with, you said, really, you should be good because you already owe me $1,200.
He owes me, correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So this $1,200, was it mentioned beforehand when you were having the conversation about the $3,000 and the repayment of that?
No, it was not, Your Honor. It was only stated after the primary $1,800 was first paid to me, and that can be proven with my evidence through text messages.
I want to see. In fact, Deputy Thomas, read the text message, whatever that is that he's referring to.
Here we go. Hey, cuz, everything okay? You haven't paid me since the 9th. Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Okay, talk to me. What's up? I don't think I owe the rest. What do you mean you don't owe the rest? There's still $1,200 left. Josh, when your car was in the shop, who drove you to work every day? And I never charged you. Are you serious right now? If you had taken Uber twice a day for weeks, You wouldn't have easily spent that what I owe you. You agreed to repay $3,000, not $1,800, minus imaginary ride fees. They're not imaginary. I drove you for almost 2 months.
Is that pretty much the essence of how this
Yeah,
plays
and then
out?
it goes on and on. That's pretty much what it says.
Okay. Is that accurate, that text chain?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. Is it true that he gave you rides during the period that you needed transportation?
That is correct, Your Honor.
When did that occur?
A couple of years back.
A couple of years back.
Years, Your Honor.
Is that true? Years?
I would say a couple of months.
Okay, then someone's lying. We can't confuse months with years.
About a year and a half.
Oh, that was so easy for you to change your mind.
A year is singular.
A year and a
Years is
half.
plural,
And
Your
so
Honor.
in the year and a half, let's go with a year and a half. And how long would you say, Mr. Meja?
More so 2 years.
All right, so somewhere between 18 and 24 months, there was a situation where you, Mr. Sanchez, were giving rides to your cousin.
Correct, Your Honor. And I also have some evidence to actually tell exactly where this is going.
All right, let me see your
wanna
evidence.
see that?
Yes. And what is it that you're purporting to?
More text messages.
This is a different set of text messages.
Correct, Your Honor. It's the amount of actual expected value that was actually given from those rides that actually exceeds the amount, and hence why I am countersuing.
Cuz my car just died on me. Shopped for a couple of weeks, I'm stressing. Dang, man, that sucks. Where do you have to go today? Downtown? Don't even worry about it. I can swing by and grab you. Seriously, that would save my life. Yeah, man, it's nothing. Just be ready in like 30 minutes. I owe you big time. It's all good. That's what family's for. You still good to grab me after work? This is you, Mr. Meja. Traffic's wild, but I'll be there in about 20. Man, I appreciate you doing this every day. I know it's out of your way. Don't trip about it. I got you, man. For real, though. I got you, fam. Anytime you need something, just say the word ha-ha. I'm going to remember that. Mechanic says the car might be another week before it's ready. I hate asking you, but the ride's still cool. Don't trip. I got you. You keep saying, don't trip. I got you. You say it twice.
Coming up on America's Court.
He's like, don't trip. This is what we do. We fam, right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
That's correct. So then it's time for him, and he's like, man, I don't have this $3,000. Don't trip. What?
I got
you.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. America's Court is back with the case of Joshua Meja, who is suing Ian Sanchez for breach of contract.
I have my own interpretation of don't trip, I got you. What's your interpretation?
Well, first, Your Honor, I believe you're mistaken. I believe that that's what my cousin...
You don't know what my interpretation is. So you don't know if I'm mistaken. It could be the same as yours. It could not. I'm asking you, what's your interpretation?
To me, it meant that because he was doing me a service at the time, that in the future I would help him out.
A service, Your Honor, respectfully.
Because that's what family does. When someone says, I got you, they're saying, you're good. You're going to be okay because of the relationship that we have with each other. So it's all going to work itself out. It's all going to come clean in the wash. So did you ever get him, or was for you the get was the $3,000 loan?
To me, Your Honor, because of the time between my incident and this incident, I had never really considered.
Consider it. Consider it now. You keep telling someone, man, I hate to inconvenience you. Oh, I really appreciate that. He's like, don't trip. This is what we do. We fam. Right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
That is correct. So then it's time for him, and he's like, man, I don't have this $3,000. Don't trip. What?
I got you.
Coming up on America's Court.
When he gave me those rides, it was through the bond of family. Going out of my way to get this personal loan that I have since had to pay off, and I do feel that I am still owed that $1,200.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program. America's court is back with the case of Joshua Meja, who is suing Ian Sanchez for breach of contract.
Because there's no conversation about dollar amounts, timelines, expectations. But when it came time for you, you were a little bit more structured. You were a little bit more contractual in your exchange with your family member, with your familia. So based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, I'm going to make a ruling. But before I make this ruling, I want you to ask yourself, now that we've read through these texts and had this conversation, do you want to perhaps reconsider how much of the balance you actually should be entitled to? And if so, what would that amount be? If not, that's fine, and I'll make a ruling. So I'm gonna put it on you, fam.
Your Honor, when he gave me those rides, it was through the bond of family. Me going out of my way to get this personal loan that I have since had to pay off because my cousin hasn't, was more structural. It was known to be a loan, and I do feel that I am still owed that $1,200.
May I make a statement, Your Honor?
Quickly.
Truthfully, cousin, when I used that gas to give you all those rides back then, I was using my credit card. And I'm still paying it off, you know? So now it's coming to light. You're still paying that one off. I'm still paying this off, and I didn't say anything. And as far as I know, I haven't signed a promissory note.
Because I got you, fam.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's court returns. This is America's Court with Judge Ross, Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program.
So based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, we're going to start with your counterclaim, sir. This $1,200 is just out of thin air. There was no offer or acceptance or consideration in terms of the amount over a period of time. It just so happens to conveniently match the amount of money that is left. There was no contract there. And again, with the presumption that it's a gift, in your situation, it was. Your matter's dismissed. As it relates to the plaintiff's claim of $1,200, there were terms, it was specified, it was an agreement, it's in the text, this is how much I'm going to pay. And the problem that you have, sir, is you're giving the court what's considered an admission by the fact that you paid $1,800. So you were in the mindset of this is an amount that I have to pay. So your actions overtake whatever your thoughts were because you were showing that you were going to be committed to this relationship in terms of having Mr. Meja receive that $1,200. If you take that $1,200, that really says a lot to me about how you value Mr. Sanchez, your family. But otherwise, the plaintiff is entitled to that $1,200. That is the order. Case closed.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $1,200.
I still love you, and I'm sorry I had to come to this.
If you did all this for $1,200, what makes you think I could trust you with $2,000?
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.